And welcome to another week of Upon Further Review. I'm Josh Aubrey. Plenty to get to in this week's show. The Georgia Southern Eagles will be opening up the season on the road at top 10 ranked LSU in Baton Rouge. We'll hear from head coach Chad Lunsford and some of the players coming up. We also have our area high school football teams all in action this Friday as Statesboro High, Southeast Bulloch Academy and Portal all in action. We'll hear from some of the coaches and the players. We also actually have some highlights for you coming up. The Bulloch Academy Gators taking on Pinewood in the annual Irk Russell Classic at Paulson Stadium. And we also have Portal opening up the season at home against Warren County. All that and more coming up in just a moment. And a reminder before we go to break, hopefully you'll never be in an accident, but if so, please give our friends at the Sullivan Law Firm a call, 912-489-8888, or online at thesullivanlawfirm.com.
The Medical Center Pharmacy on Grenade Street is proud to be your Health Mart pharmacy in Statesboro. The Medical Center Pharmacy, locally owned and serving this community for 50 years, is open 364 days a year. The pharmacists at Medical Center know there's nothing more important than your family's well-being. That's why they take the time to know their customers, explain their medications, and answer any questions. The Medical Center Pharmacy, your Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
Well, the Bulloch Academy Gators opening up the 2019 season in the Irk Russell Classic once again and taking on Pinewood, a much different story than a year ago where the Gators were able to wipe out Pinewood. This time around an exciting 30-28 game. Let's send you out for some of the highlights. The opening game of the 8th annual Irk Russell Classic, seeing the Bulloch Academy Gators taking on the Pinewood Patriots. We picked things up in the first quarter. The Patriots with the ball. But not for long, they cough it up. Will Aaron recovers, and Bulloch Academy in great field position. They'd end up cashing in. As the give will go to Jake Wasden. He's in for the touchdown. The extra point was good, and it was 7-0 Gators. In the second quarter, the Patriots answer. Mick Wasson to Lake Dasher, and he goes 51 yards for the touchdown. The extra point failed, and it was 7-6 Gators. Bulloch Academy trying to respond on the ensuing kickoff. Rodney Hill with some nice moves, and he gets across midfield. And the Gators would end up turning this into points, going for it on 4th and long. Play action pass, Fisher Oglesby to Miller Pope, wide open, and he scores. The Gators take a 14-6 lead. But with seconds remaining in the half, Wasson finds Hunter Smith in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. They'd go for 2. David Friedberg scores. And we go to the half with the game tied at 14-all. Gators hoping to try to get some momentum in the second half. But Pinewood takes the ball, marches downfield. Freeberg going down the far sidelines. He gets taken down at the 20, but Pinewood eventually goes on to score on the Wasson keeper. They'd go for 2 once again. And Wasson thinking on his feet as he pitches this one ahead for the 2-pointer, and 22-14 the score at this point. The Gators respond as Rodney Hill streaks down the far sidelines for the touchdown. He'd have 111 yards rushing. They'd go for 2, and it was good. Tied at 22. Pinewood strikes again as Wasson hooks up with Lake Dasher again for the touchdown. They'd go for 2, and Wasson up over the top here. 30-22, Pinewood on top. The Gators trying to respond. They give the ball to Jake Wasden. He keeps his feet running through the pile, and he goes 27 yards for the touchdown. The Gators would go for 2, but Fisher Oglesby stopped just shy of the goal line. 30-28 at this point. The Gator defense stiffens, causing Pinewood to attempt their first punt of the game. It goes over Dasher's head, but he recovers nicely, getting the kick off and getting it to midfield. The Gators, though, moving downfield. Fisher Oglesby freezes the defense. A nice run here for a first down. The Gators going for the win. Miller Pope, but interference called. The Gators eventually get the ball at the 9 and bring in Olin Anderson for the potential game winner. This one just wide right. And Pinewood celebrates as they would hold on to win by a final of 30-28.
I mean, they've returned a lot of people, and they're much improved, and they played real well today. And I thought both teams played well. It was a heck of a high school football game that came down to a few plays, and my heart breaks right now for two individual boys on our team because they feel individually responsible. That's not the case. We do all this together as a team, and we'll grow from this, and when we go through trials in life, it'll breed perseverance for us. And hats off to Pinewood today. They had a little bit more.
And up next for the Gators, they'll be taking on Edmund Burke on the road this Friday. Stay with us. Up next, more high school football action. Family Internal Medicine Associates of Statesboro, providing primary care for Statesboro area patients since 1998, providing complete physicals, complete sports physicals, Medicare wellness exams, full diabetes treatment, and education from lifestyle changes to oral medications to insulin pump therapy, in-house dermatology, in-house circulation tests, and ultrasounds, and in-house labs. Featuring nurse practitioner Melissa Beasley, Family Internal Medicine of Statesboro can accommodate same-day or next-day appointments to serve your needs. Family Internal Medicine Associates of Statesboro, where we care. Come visit us locally here in Statesboro at Piedmont Loop beside Walmart. Well, the Portal Panthers opening up the 2019 season at home at the Portal Athletic Complex, taking on the Screaming Devils of Warren County. Let's send you out for some of the highlights. Portal opening up the 2019 season, hosting Warren County. Turnovers killing the Panthers Friday night on their first possession. A fumble recovered by Justin Stanford, and he returns it to the Portal 21. A few plays later, it's Darian Jones going in for the score. The 2-point conversion was good, and it was 8-0 with the Screaming Devils on top. More issues on offense. On the next series, another fumble, this one scooped up by Cavante Brinkley, who scoops and scores. The extra point failed, and Warren County takes a 14-0 lead. In the second, the turnover bug bites the Devils. Tim Ortiz will knock the ball loose, and Portal recovers inside the 5-yard line. They turn that into points as quarterback Walker Bowen goes in for the touchdown. The extra point failed, and it was 14-6. More from the Panther D. Garrett Fogle with the stop here. The Portal offense then moving downfield. Noah Adams busts up the middle for a first down to the 30. Adams then goes inside the 5 for the touchdown. That made the score 14-12, but with just over a minute left in the half, the Devils respond. Jones busts free on a 65-yard touchdown run. The 2-point conversion failed, and it was 20-12 at the half. We move ahead to the second half, and another big play by Mr. Jones. This time he goes 50 yards, breaking a few tackles for the touchdown. The 2-point conversion made it 28-12. Lightning and weather would unfortunately caused this one to end prematurely, and the Panthers would fall by a final count of 28-12. Up next, Portal on the road at Treutlen County. Stay with us. Georgia Southern action coming up next.
A sports injury can stop you in your tracks. At Optum Orthopedics, our specialized physicians and staff use advanced orthopedic procedures with one specific goal in mind: to get you back to you. If you have a sports injury, request an evaluation. Experience the Optum difference.
Well, the Georgia Southern Eagles dealt some good news this past week as it was announced that running back J.D. King will be eligible to play this year. We had a chance to talk with J.D. King and Coach Lunsford about the announcement.
Excited, still trying to process it. I mean, this is still something big for me and the team and my family, so I'm just blessed to be where I am today. I'm not really a big attention guy, so just trying to make it seem like I've been here, like routine with the team. I try not to think about it because, you know, we're going through like spring when I got here in January, then we went through fall camp. And if I think about it too much, if I would have thought about it too much, I would have took all my effort and all my hard working in the summer trying to get ready, not knowing if I was going to be able to play away from the team. So I just had to really forget about it and train as if I was going to play. So I really couldn't focus on it. I tried not to focus on it.
Well, obviously, J.D. King's a good football player, and being able to get him to be eligible to play is a big plus for us. Anytime you're the type of offense like we are, where we run the football and option football, you can't have enough good running backs. And feel really good about the room. And when J.D. got eligible, we're able to feel even better. So very excited about that, and I know he's excited. I know he definitely wanted to play this year. He would have been good for us either way, but again, it worked out for him, and I know his teammates are excited, and he's excited. Going through training camp, you know, Logan Wright has probably shown the most to be the starter going into the season. But again, we still got some time to evaluate, and we'll set depth charts before too long. But all those guys are very capable of making plays for us, and so, you know, JD's definitely in that mix. He's kind of a full package of power, speed, make you miss guy. I mean, but he also brings toughness to the blocking piece of things too. So I think he's an all-around back. He catches the ball well out of the backfield, but his skill set is going to be a big back that can run. So obviously that is big for us, trying to establish the inside run going into the season.
And of course, the Eagles taking on LSU later on in the week on Saturday, opening up the 2019 season. We'll preview that for you on our midweek show. Stay with us. More high school highlights coming up next.
My Queensboro banker is Cheryl Quick.
Blanchard Equipment Company has 16 locations.
Queensboro has homegrown values just like us.
They get heavily involved in every community.
And that means strong customer service.
They've been around a long time, just like John Deere.
When you run across the bank like that, you stick with them.
I sure would like to own one of these John Deeres.
Well, we can sure make that happen.
Oh, well.
Queensboro is your community bank. Queensboro National Bank and Trust.
Well, your high school softball team doing pretty well this year. Everybody staying above 500. You had the Statesboro Blue Devils in action this past week, hosting Screven County. Let's send you out for some highlights. Statesboro High in a non-region matchup with Screven County at Mill Creek. In the first, Bailey Roberts starts things off with a single up the middle. Brenton Ann Rogers up next sends a high fly ball to shallow left. This one will fall. Kinley Carter then with the slow roller to first. She'll beat it out. Roberts scores, and it's 1-0. A little bit later, Laura Ashley Groover up, and she sends a single into right. 2-run score. The Blue Devils take a 3-0 lead. They'd extend it to 4-0. Brenton Ann Rogers mowing them down on the mound. She comes through with a 15 strikeout performance, and Statesboro goes on to win by a final of 4-2. And congratulations to the Statesboro Blue Devils, who then went on to knock off New Hampstead on Tuesday and Wayne County on Thursday, both region games. That'll wrap things up for now. We thank you for joining us. Don't forget to tune in. Midweek show, we'll have previews from Statesboro High, Bulloch Academy, and Southeast Bulloch as they get set for big Friday night action on the football gridiron. For now, that'll wrap things up. We'll see you again later on in the week.